दिन drama in parliament.
मणिपुर पे चर्चा हो,
चर्चा हो, चर्चा हो।
प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आओ,
सदन में आओ, सदन में आओ।
जवाब तुमको देना होगा,
देना होगा, देना होगा।
वरना तो नहीं छोड़ना होगा।
Amid black protest by opposition, Prime Minister Modi fires Quit India taunt.
भ्रष्टाचार, क्विट इंडिया, भ्रष्टाचार, छोड़ो इंडिया, परिवारवाद, क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद, छोड़ो इंडिया.
As political fireworks peak.
मोदी जी तुम कहां छुपे हो? मणिपुर पे जवाब दो.
No end to parliament deadlock. Modi versus India. That is our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll be getting you a recap of all that played out in Parliament and the Prime Minister's latest attack on the India alliance. Lots more coming up over the next 1 hour. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi's India versus Quit India attack says opposition renaming its alliance will not help hide past sins.
परिवारवाद, क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद, छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण, क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण, छोड़ो इंडिया.
Red Diary storm in poll-bound Rajasthan. Prime Minister Modi slams Gehlot government, says Red Diary has proof of Congress government's black deeds. Gehlot hits back and gives a red flag counter. Big escalation in freebies Nataka. Fund crunch halts key Sidhu government schemes. DK Shivkumar says no funds for development. BJP cries betrayal. Supreme Court allows ED Director SK Mishra's tenure to continue until September 15th. Says decision taken only in national interest, but no further extensions will be allowed. Telugu star Pawan Kalyan hits out to the Tamil film industry, says Bollywood is not inclusive over recent order of ensuring that Tamil artists get more jobs in the industry. And US whistleblower blows the lid off UFOs, says non-human biologics found and gives proof of alien spaceship. Claims US government hid multi-decade UFO program. And let's begin by getting your highlights of the Prime Minister's address in Rajkot, which concluded just a few moments ago. Once again, Prime Minister lashing out at the India alliance, questioning the name that they've chosen and also saying that the opposition can go ahead and try to change their name, but their practices, their beliefs remain the same. Prime Minister Modi highlighting once again corruption cases against members of the India alliance, and saying that the corruption continues, the dynasts are all there, nothing has changed but the name. Let's play out for you some of those highlights.
आज जब देश में इतना काम हो रहा है, देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, तो कुछ लोगों को परेशानी होनी बहुत स्वाभाविक है. जो लोग देश की जनता को हमेशा तरसा कर रखते थे, जिन लोगों को देश की जनता की आवश्यकताओं और आकांक्षाओं से कोई मतलब नहीं था, वो लोग देश की जनता के सपने पूरे होते देखकर आज जरा ज्यादा चिढ़े हुए हैं. और इसलिए आप देख रहे हैं आजकल इन भ्रष्टाचारियों और परिवारवादियों ने अपनी जमात का नाम भी बदल दिया है. चेहरे वही पुराने हैं, पाप भी पुराने हैं, तौर तरीके भी पुराने हैं, लेकिन जमात का नाम बदल गया है. इनके तौर तरीके भी वही है, पुराने हैं. इनके इरादे भी वही है. जब मिडिल क्लास को कुछ सस्ता मिलता है तो ये कहते हैं कि किसान को सही कीमत नहीं मिल रही। जब किसान को ज्यादा कीमत मिलती है तो ये कहते हैं कि महंगाई बढ़ रही है। यही दोहरापन इनकी राजनीति है। और आप देखिए महंगाई के मामले इनका ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड क्या है। जब वो केंद्र में सत्ता में थे तो इन्होंने महंगाई दर को 10% तक पहुंचा दिया था। अगर हमारी सरकार ने महंगाई काबू में नहीं की होती तो आज भारत में कीमतें आसमान छू रही होती। अगर देश में पहले वाली सरकार होती तो आज दूध 300 रुपये लीटर, दाल 500 रुपये किलो बिक रही होती। बच्चों की स्कूल फीस से लेकर आने जाने का किराया तक सब कुछ कई गुना हो चुका होता। लेकिन साथियों, ये हमारी सरकार है जिसने कोरोना महामारी के बावजूद, रूस यूक्रेन युद्ध के बावजूद महंगाई को काबू में करके रखा है।
All right, so that's what the Prime Minister had to say in Rajkot. Let's round up for you all that's played out now in Parliament through the day. Once again, a day when you've seen non-stop ruckus, a din in Parliament. And you had, in fact, a slogan war that broke out. Even as External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar attempted to speak, give a statement in the House, you had both sides, the opposition chanting India, India, the BJP chanting Modi, Modi. And all of this once again means that, yes, we didn't see any productive discussion happening in Parliament. That and the Prime Minister's message to the India Alliance in our next report.
Slogans that encapsulate political messaging ahead of the 2024 general elections. The collective opposition chants India, India. The government benches responding with Modi, Modi cries. Outside in Rajasthan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lashed out at the opposition alliance for its embrace of the acronym India. He accused the 26-party coalition of using India to mask their past misdeeds.
इन्होंने नाम बदला है ताकि ये कर्ज माफी के नाम पर किसानों से विश्वासघात को छिपा सके। यूपीए नाम बदला है ताकि ये गरीबों के साथ किए गए छल कपट को छिपा सके।
The Prime Minister drew parallels with Mahatma Gandhi's historic Quit India movement, calling for a new resolve to free India from corruption, dynastic and vote bank politics.
जैसे गांधी जी ने क्विट इंडिया का मंत्र दिया था, वैसे ही आज का मंत्र है भ्रष्टाचार क्विट इंडिया, भ्रष्टाचार छोड़ो इंडिया, परिवारवाद क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण छोड़ो इंडिया। क्विट इंडिया ही देश को बचाएगा।
The Prime Minister sought to remind the people of the controversies that plague the UPA government and question whether the opposition truly has the best interests of India at heart.
कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों की जमात ऐसी फ्रॉड कंपनियों की नकल कर रही है। इनका तरीका वही है जो हमेशा देश के दुश्मनों ने अपनाया है। पहले भी ये तो INDIA के नाम से आए हैं, लेकिन पहले इंडिया के नाम के पीछे अपने पाप को छुपाने का प्रयास किया गया है। इंडिया नाम अपनी भारत भक्ति दिखाने के लिए नहीं, बल्कि भारत को लूटने के इरादे से लगाया गया था। प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आओ, सदन में आओ।
Back in New Delhi, the India Opposition Alliance held black dress protests over the Manipur crisis in Parliament. They stuck to their demand the Prime Minister make a statement inside Parliament on the unprecedented unrest in the northeastern state.
तुमको देना होगा।
हमारा मांग ही था कि ऐसा एक चर्चा हो कि प्रधानमंत्री खुद आए, या तो शुरू करने के समय हम लोग कहे थे कि प्रधानमंत्री आके बयान दे कोई भी समय, और उसके बाद हम तुरंत इस चर्चा शुरू कर दे, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री पता नहीं कि क्यों इतने आरे हुए हैं।
A battle of words, slogans and acronyms. The India acronym becomes the centerpiece of political narrative for both sides, setting the stage for a high-stakes electoral showdown in 2024 and state elections due this year. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me bring in Paulami Saha on this broadcast. Paulami, good evening. Let's put the focus on what's happening in Parliament. What really is the strategy here of the BJP, considering that the opposition has made it very clear that they want only Manipur to be the issue to be discussed in Parliament, and they want the Prime Minister to speak, so much so that they moved that no trust motion as well. Today, once again, we saw no sort of discussion or debate happening on any of the issues. So is the BJP going to stick to their stand of continuing and attempting to go about business as usual, even as the opposition raises these slogans?
Well, Akshita, I didn't catch your entire question over there, but in terms of the strategy that both sides are adopting in Parliament, as you know, already the opposition has moved a no-confidence motion against the central government. That will be, of course, slotted for debate any time next week, possibly. That's what we're hearing. But, of course, that will be a matter which will be taken up at the Business Advisory Committee's meeting on Monday, where the week's agenda is decided. So then, of course, the Lok Sabha Speaker, who has 10 days' time since yesterday to decide on a date, he'll decide on that date. The strategy, of course, of the opposition was to corner the government, have them speak on the Manipur subject, and especially have the Prime Minister make a statement. And they hope that a no-confidence motion against his government will, in fact, compel the Prime Minister to speak in the floor of the House. That is the opposition strategy. On the outside, of course, they continue to mount pressure. Today, of course, they wore black dresses, black badges as well, in order to, of course, register their protest and say that they are in solidarity with the people of Manipur at the time that they're facing one of their most trying times. And as far as the centre is concerned, they're very clear that if Manipur is to be discussed, it will be a short duration discussion. The Prime Minister won't reply. The Home Minister will reply, because he's been to Manipur. He knows the situation over there in terms of law and order. And as far as the no-confidence motion is concerned, they do realize that this is only an opposition strategy to send out a message of sorts. But as far as the government is concerned, it is quite stable. And as we saw the Prime Minister attack the opposition alliance today, he will continue to do so at every platform.
All right, Paulami, thanks very much for joining us on this broadcast and getting us all of those details. I'd like to bring in now Mr. Manikyam Tagore, Congress MP from Virudhunagar constituency in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Tagore, good evening. Vanakkam to you. You were in Parliament today, sir, in Lok Sabha. So you witnessed firsthand all of the drama, the protests, and of course the disruptions, and an attempt by the BJP to continue with debate and business as usual. Seeing what's happened in the last few days, sir, do you believe that the India alliance, that the opposition strategy is really working? Because the BJP isn't giving in to any of this pressure.
Yeah, good evening. For the past 5-6 days now, it's going to be 4 days this week and previously 2 weeks, we had been demanding that Manipur issue should be discussed and the Prime Minister should make a statement. Prime Minister is making a statement outside the Parliament, inside the library building, outside in the Pragati Maidan, but he is not ready to come to Parliament and speak about it. Why Prime Minister is afraid about coming to Parliament? Our question is very simple. He is elected MP from Varanasi and he is the leader of the House of Lok Sabha. Therefore, he is, as Prime Minister, it is his bound duty to come to Parliament and answer whatever he feels about Manipur. He should make a statement. We are asking for a statement from the Prime Minister. Why Prime Minister is afraid to make a statement about Manipur? Why he is so arrogant that he will not come to Parliament?
No, but the BJP,
because opposition parties are asking.
The BJP
this
constantly
arrogance
is saying,
is the problem.
Why is this
For
a demand from the
we
opposition?
are moving this no confidence motion because we wanted to break this arrogance of Mr. Modi.
We're not taking our focus away from what's happening in Manipur. While yes, the politics continues, what's the situation on the ground. Let's get you a series of reports now filed by Ashutosh Mishra, who's travelled all the way to Kangpokpi, another district which has been ravaged by violence. And what you'll see is in most of these places, villagers have taken arms. They've resorted to barricading of their villages to ensure that no harm can come their way.
What you see here is no light of control, neither line of actual control, nor a buffer zone between two enemy nations. But this is a territory in Kangpokpi district of Manipur, where these boys, young boys lined up behind me, many of them going to colleges, pursuing studies for first year, second years, many around 18 years of age, guarding their village territory. As this area divided between two communities, there is literally line of control and buffer zone to keep both communities at bay and far distance from each other, as they are now literally in a war zone. Remember, many of them are very young, have picked up weapons, and this explains the furious situation in Manipur, that how system failed these young boys who were supposed to be in colleges, in universities. Now they have picked up weapons. These are really disturbing images at ground zero in Manipur, in one district, and there you see most people all around the valley areas where the conflict has flared up between two communities. Wherever you have the territories, those areas which connects Meitei areas to the Kuki communities, you will see these kind of bunkers, these kind of trenches, these kind of line of control and buffer zone being guarded by the village defense force with heavily guarded. I'm barely can see anything right behind me, but all I'm entering now is a bunker made in this remote places of this district. I cannot name this village, and I'm advised by these villagers, but here do you see the bunkers. Number of these people from the Kuki community guarding their village right in front of the Meitei communities, and in this bunker all they have are these single double barrel gun that I see, whereas the allegations against them have been that they fire from the automatic weapon, but all I see here is a single, what gun it is?
We call it cartouche.
Cartouche gun.
Yeah.
It's a single barrel gun.
Yes, sir.
Is it licensed?
Yeah, it's licensed.
So all they say is a licensed weapon, and of course the sophisticated binocular that I see here.
It's available in the market.
It's available in the market. It's an open market. Yeah. So this is to keep your eye on your counterpart, your enemy. Of course, a protective shield, and these number of persons guarding their territory 24 hours. They have made even bullets here, and at a time you see all these places, while 4 or 5 of them doing guarding duty, few get time to relax with only one small fan. Most of time there are no electricity, and mosquitoes, of course snakes all around. That's the terrible situation. Many of them are highly qualified or either going to colleges, university for a better future, but for now there is not only dark here around in this bunker, but also in their future, and they're worried, concerned that how this situation will end up. For now, from last 3 months, there have been only firing. Right here is the next buffer zone, crossing the buffer zone where the territory from the Meitei community begins. And since they have been in war, in conflict against each other for last 3 months, no one knows how the situation gets better. But for all you see in these images explains the ground reality of Manipur in these areas. While en route from the buffer zone towards the Kangpokpi, I see the footprints of the violence, and these 2 buses were burned down by the Kuki community on the Tuesday night. And as they say, this was in a retaliation of the action, as they accuse us, was by the Meitei community when they burned down the supply cylinders which was coming to the hilly areas for the Kuki community. And since those cylinder trucks were burned down, in retaliation, one bus which was going from the hilly area of this part of Manipur towards the valley where the Meiteis are living, they burned down these vehicles. Though what I'm told that there were no civilians on board in this bus, and the drivers were allowed to go safely with the armed forces, but this explains the furious situation and the mortal enmity between the two communities who have been living together for decades in Manipur.
And every single day, reports emerge of Manipur, of violence in Manipur, of firing, of clashes being reported. Ritik Model is also on the ground. He filed this report for us from Bishnupur district, where there were fresh reports of violence that came in.
We are currently in an area called Moirang, which comes under Bishnupur district. We're heading through this highway and towards the Churachandpur area. As you can see over there, there are gun battles are on. I will not speak and try to let you know, yes, there are gunshots. Sounds of gunshots are coming over there. Very heavy smokes are billowing out. Fresh violence erupted in this area of Bishnupur, and we can see that people gathered over here, and we asked not to go farther because we can see many vehicles returning back from that area. It's not too far where the forces are camping over there, but the fresh violence and fresh gunfights reported in broad daylight and giving you a sense how tense and how situations is tense over here in the northeastern state in Manipur. With camera person Taposh Barry, this is Ritik for India Today.